Welcome to SimsPlayhouse presents Kourtney's Journey to Love, Group Date and First Impressions. This is your host Shanae, and we are going to have a blast. Kourtney, there she is, checking herself out, making sure she's looking good because she has invited the men to go out on a date with her. It's a group date and they're going out to dinner. She figured, why not try something that we've all probably never had before? And it should be a fun little outing. So they all, I guess, jumped into the car that no one ever sees on the films and took a trip to Forgotten Hollow. And they went to Krischna's restaurant. Now it's named My Krischna's Restaurant because I tweaked it for my own personal purposes. But I will link you guys in the description below to the original creator and their origin ID and links, so you can download this restaurant in your game if you are so if you so desire. Ooh, lost for words. So I had them reserve the tabletop, the 8 top, and some of the men, I will, put a disclaimer out right now. The men do change their clothing. It happened simply because when I did the first take of this particular session here, someone died on the lot and everything froze. When Sims die, no one and nothing can come or go or do anything. I also had like a million people at the lot crowding the dead person, and Grim took forever to get there, and it was a hot mess, a complete hot mess. So that being said, I had to redo it a couple times, and some of the outfits have changed. We have pretty much almost everyone in the room right now, with the exception of Sage. He's on his way, and he had to, make a pit stop at the restroom. There he is. And Sterling just left the room. Ike is in the corner chilling with the faceless woman. We will just completely ignore her and pretend like she doesn't exist. I'm not sure what to do to fix that anymore. I'm done trying. I've done everything I'm supposed to get rid of it, and it still persists in my game. If anybody knows what to do, please leave it in the comments below. I'll get it, and I'll be grateful to you guys if you can help me figure out what else it is. The Fangs. Could somebody please tell the Fangs that this is a private party and that we do not want them in the party room with us while we are having our little party? As such, they could leave anytime now. Yes, no, not leaving. Okay. So Kourtney goes over to Beats. Thank you, Maria, for making beats. And they have a little handshake moment, as it were, kind of a greeting, getting a little bit to know each other.
Blah, 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 blah.
First to go. Then we have Lucas. He's glowing. Then we have Javon, then Jamal, then Beats. It seems like none of them can handle the heat. Ike, Sterling, Sage. Well, Sage already blew up. But Ike, Sterling, and Kourtney, how are you guys handling the heat? How does it work for you guys? Let's find out. Because it seems to have a little bit of an effect on everyone. As you can see right now, Kourtney's feeling very playful because it's like she just played a prank on everyone and got them the spiciest thing on the menu just to have fun with them. And I think it's working. I don't see any of them being mad or angry at her or anything of that sort. Oh, poor Jackson. Not Jackson, Jamal. Their last name is Jackson. Poor Jamal, his mouth is on fire, like literally. Ah, there goes Kourtney. There she blows. The fire just hit her. But they're having so much fun. She's not even bothered by the fact that her mouth is on fire right about now. It's just like, whatever. But she continues with all her friendly interactions, just getting to know, asking about their day, making sure everyone was having a good day. Sterling seems to be chatting her up a little bit. I think they're having a conversation about hair products because they both have similar type hair, the whole long natural curly hair thing going for them. I don't know what hair type they got, but they got that going for them right now.
See what Kimba? Pator.
I think they're having a good time. Oh, there goes Jamal again. Ooh, he can't handle his heat. Poor thing. And Javon is going. Ooh, this is really interesting. Really, really interesting how these guys are all reacting to all of this little bit of heat.
You showing it? Let's see.
Lucas is blowing rings out of his mouth. I'm sorry, the theme song is catchy and I find myself humming it and singing along all day long to it, even when it's not playing. It's kind of crazy. I hope you guys like it. I like it. It's kind of catchy and crazy like that. But everyone seems to be up. There goes Beats. His mouth is a slightly delayed reaction. They all seem to be having some fun. Kourtney is in a very playful mood right now. She's supposed to be in a romantic mood. She's supposed to be flirty. But instead they're all playful. Ain't that something? And some of these guys have eaten every bit of their food. Sage is over there. I'm not sure what he's doing. Well, they decided to go check out the karaoke machine. Well, Kourtney did. I think she needs to work on her singing just a little bit longer. It's not exactly like a level 10 just yet, but she's having fun. And the men, they're enjoying it. I'm not so sure where Beats was going to. Oh, but he went to change his clothes again. I can't help it this time. I left him. I let him stay in it. But Lucas, Sterling, Sage, Javon, Jamal just showed up. And I believe Ike is also in the back there. Everyone is just sitting there just looking along. But she wants to get to know Ike. Check out that wham. Girl, you're singing to all these men and all you can think about is getting to know Ike. Come on. Well, I guess it's going to have to happen at some point in time where she's going to narrow in on one guy or another and have a conversation with him. So I guess it's Ike's turn. Ike was created by Lisa, and she went ahead and started getting to know him. At this point, the other gentlemen were starting to, get tired and whatnot. And so I said, okay, let's all head on home. And she just stayed back and chatted with Ike for a little bit, for a couple more minutes. And then they took it to the house.
Sure.
Oh, blorid.
Arabrup, Odisa.
See what Kimba?
Gibbs.
Pator.
Ah. Gibbs.
So they went to the house and she stopped off with Sage and Lucas and just had a couple words with them. Lucas has this deep velvety voice. It is to die for. But I mean, he's just like the sweetest old man. So she couldn't exactly tell him, go home, Roger. She had to keep him around and see what else is there about this old man that she can get to know. They seem to both enjoy fishing. I guess that's something they have in common. Who knows? Well, later that night, they all just went to bed. These are the guys in their quarters. I also got these rooms off of Origin. I will link you guys in the description below to those rooms. And Kourtney went to her beautiful round bed in her room, set apart from the men. She didn't really want to be around with, stinky socks and all that manly stuff all the time. But bright and early next morning, she woke up and decided she'd go make breakfast for everyone. Just, breakfast. Everybody has to eat, right? She's still thinking all this time about who she should give that first impression rose to. And she has a lot going on and she can't quite pinpoint any one guy that stood out more than the other necessarily. I mean, there are a couple of them that are sticking in her mind, at the forefront of her mind, but she just needed to talk to them a little bit more and make sure that, everything was where she needed to be. No, yes, I use MC, not your MC Commander. I used UI Cheats. That's one of my favorite mods, and I have to have it in every game I play. And I had to cheat her cooking skills up. So yes, I did that so that it would be easier. The house won't burn down when she try to cook food or anything like that. I mean, she has to come across as actually having some sort of skill to marry one of these men, right? Or something. So we cheated her skill up. She made breakfast and she called the men to breakfast. But what you guys need to see is how the men showed up for breakfast. Please bear with me while I get this plate on the table. So the men are waking up and they are coming to breakfast. Please bear with me while I get this plate on the table. So the men are waking up and they are coming to breakfast. Yes, I get last exception errors all the time. I know part of the reason for them. I just don't care because I love the mod that I have in my game that is causing it and I refuse to get rid of it. So I've just gotten to the point where I don't worry about it anymore. And just in case you guys are wondering, that these segments were actually recorded prior to the patch release. So I didn't have any seasons issues as such with this. So the men, as you can see, all showed up in their PJs. Lucas with his fiery shorts on, just looks too cute. It's hilarious. And some of the men are all about showing off the muscles and the six packs and the whatever else they have. I can't quite make it out right now because I'm not looking too closely. I'm a married woman. I can't be looking at too many men's. Just kidding. But she's sitting at the table, just chilling, having a nice friendly conversation with everyone again, keeping it as platonic as possible, and just trying to get a read on the men, making sure that they're all there for all the right reasons. So after breakfast, she goes into her room and she sits and she thinks for a bit. What should I do? What should I do? I have a couple men that are jumping around in my mind and I need to decide on one of them. One has to stand out more than the other. What do I do?
You both sad.
Well, she grabs her journal and she was supposed to write in her journal in her room. She has a dresser and a desk, but no, she goes out to the table, the dining room table, where everyone else is mingling around in the common area, and journals her feelings. Which I guess it's a good thing she did that because it helped her to, put down on paper the pros and cons of each individual there. It also helps her to remember which names went with which faces and which voices so she won't get confused. I've always wondered how these bachelors and bachelorettes do with 25 names. I don't know. I have a hard time with 8 of them in my game. But she did it. And she made a decision. I think. I don't know. Does she?
Hey,
Sage comes to talk to her.
Pardo, Dina
I
Dan,
guess he came to,
Luma,
throw in a last ditch effort to make sure that
Che.
she knows that he's there for her. And I think she's liking him. She might be feeling him a little bit. I don't know. They sat and chatted for a bit, had a good little time, just to chit-chatting and such. And then she kind of came to a conclusion. She knew what she wanted to do.
Beam, Ifla. Squarble Tarbahe Farbina.
Ah, so shum.
Orbitalk.
You know me.
That's not.
Nukem stay.
Whoa.
He be stunned. Iba. Ah,
Yeftime Abasani.
Shuna.
Jessene Klonkas Rabana.
Prita.
Philbar.
Kourtney knew what she had to do. She needed to talk to Ike. So she called him in to the rose ceremony room. And I didn't have the option for her to offer him a rose, so I had to do the reverse. But he took it. He gave it to her. She liked it. And he was the one that made the biggest impression on Kourtney that night. Congratulations to Ike. Can't wait to see you guys next time on Kourtney's Journey to Love. Dag dag. Congratulations, Ike. If you like what you see, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Dag dag!